Hello, my name's Mary McBain and I'm a designer for Craftsuprint.com. Today what I want to show you is how to make an easel card. I've had several requests lately for making easel cards. Now all my easel cards are made using the same folds and the same basic templates, so if you see one, you see them all. First one I want to show you is the Summer Pansies shaped easel card mini kit, and this is available from Craftsuprint.com. This is what the card looks like made at. There's a little tag at the front, which is the stopper. There's decoupage on it, and it opens that flat. There's a writing plate for your greeting in it, and it stands up nicely, and that's the basic shape for the side of the card. Now it also has a piece on the underside. That's optional, but I like to use it because it stabilises the card, makes it that wee bit more sturdy. Now, the first thing we need to do is make the folds in the easel base. Now, these are both valley folds, which means they're folded away from you. Now, to make sure that it stands up well, it needs a good sharp crease. You just rub along with a bone folder or whatever you use for folding. So that's one fold, and the fold at the base. Again, it needs to be a nice sharp fold. Right, so that is your basic easel base shape. The next part is the easel underside. As I said, it is optional, but I prefer to use it so that the card's a bit sturdier. Now this time it's mountain folded, which means you're folding it towards yourself, or rather the other way round. Well, it makes a mountain shape. A nice crisp fold makes it stand up better. Now this fits the easel base. I'm using wet glue, but you can choose your own adhesive. You could do it with sticky tape. I like the wet glue so that you have a bit of movement with it before it dries, so you can align it well. And that fits to the bottom of the easel base, and partway up the back as far as the first fold, or as far as the top fold. Again, through that part. And once that's dried, it's a lot sturdier than the just single thickness of card. So now we have our easel shape. Just making sure that edges are all lined. neatly. If not, of course, you can trim away any white at the sides once if it dries without any white showing. Next we have the card front, or the topper, whichever you want to call it. And I always prefer to make up the whole card front before I attach it to the base. So we have the decoupage. As always, what you do is start with the largest part and then attach it. Attach smaller layers to build that depth. Now you don't have to use all the decoupage. Just use as many layers as you want, or none at all if you prefer. I like them nice and deep. It's a bit fiddly to get off. You can also use silicone glue, which is a bit quicker. Try to line up the edges and continue like that for the next piece. You know, when you're making decoupage, when you're cutting it out, there are a lot of little fiddly bits in it. You don't have to go round all of them. You can round off edges if it's easier for you and still get a very good effect. Some people find it more difficult to cut out the little fussy edges. So you can still do it if you prefer just to round things off. And just 2 more to go. These aren't very good sticky pads, but that's all I've got at the moment. Right, that's the whole decoupage made up. Now, to attach it to the card front, try to keep it lined up with the pattern underneath. It's there. I really prefer deeper pads than that, but those are the only ones I've got at the moment. Now, the next thing is to attach the front to the easel, and it's quite simple. If you put your adhesive on the white part that's showing and just line up the bottom of the card with the edge of the easel of the base. Now it only attaches halfway up the front of the card so that the front stands proud of the easel. Now, the final stage is to put the stopper. The stopper stops the card from falling flat when it's standing up. So try to centralise it. With this card I've got a flat edge, which makes it easier. but you can put it anywhere where it will hold the card. Put it about there. And this is why we need a sharp edge that holds better. And if you put thicker pads on there, I usually put 2 layers of pads, sticky pads, on the stopper to hold it. There we go. Okay, so that's that one made. Now I've got another one, which is the Moonlight and Roses shaped easel card mini kit. Just to show you that the folds and everything are exactly the same, it's just a different shape at the front. So I've already made up the base and put the underside on, folded it. It's exactly the same as the other one. And that's the card front. As you can see, it's got a different shape along the edge. And I've already made up the decoupage to save time. So it's the same thing again. Some people prefer to do the decoupage after they've finished all the rest of the card. I just like to do it that way. It's just your own preference. There we go, that's all the decoupage on. Now we'll put the little butterfly on. The wet glue, if I'm moving it about, so it's not the best idea, but it will do for this demonstration. Put the wings up a little bit, just make it look a bit better. And again, put the front on the card. When it's got that much shape in it, it is best to use a wet glue unless you're very confident with your taping. Put it along the edge. Line up the edges as well as possible. Again, it only comes up halfway, or about halfway of the card front, so that stands up. And the stopper, the final thing again. There we go. As you see, they're very, very simple to make once you know how to do the folds. But they're quite effective. They're one of my favourite card designs. I really like easel cards because they look great sitting on a shelf. And they fold flat for posting. That's it. So although they're very different cards, they are made exactly the same way. That one's Moonlight and Roses shaped easel card mini kit. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and that you'll find easel cards easier to make. To find me on Craftsuprint, it's www.craftsuprint.com/Mary McBain, or go onto Craftsuprint and search for my name, and I've got many different easel cards made from the same template. Thank you very much for watching today.